Welcome to another exciting show of Flex Your Future. I am your host, Rason Truss, and I have an amazing guest. This person to my right, to your left, certified public accountant, so many 20 plus years of experience working with the public, bringing knowledge and information to our communities. Qiara Johnson, amazing individual. And I'm going to let her talk more about herself, but I want to welcome her to the show. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. So the first thing we want to get into it, and the public really want to know, can you talk more, first of all, can you tell us a background about who you are and the role that you're in?
Yes, so my name is Qiara Johnson. I'm so excited to be here because we're perfectly aligned in what we care about in this world. I am a CPA. That's like if I was coming just with the stereotypical response, a CPA, and most people go, what is that? And in truth, I didn't know what it was until I became one. So a CPA is a certified public accountant. Most people think of us, they say taxes, but there's so much more. Like a doctor, you know, a doctor can be a doctor for kids, pediatrician, all the things. So CPA, people like to think of us as money people, and I say that's very fair. We put information, data, numbers together to help you tell a story, help you understand what you're looking at and interpret. My background comes from top 4 global accounting firms, Fortune 50 companies, and while that may sound exciting to some, and it is in a way that it's the people who rule the world. These are companies that rule the world. So what it really says is I've been in rooms with really big decisions, really large problems, and big solutions. And that is where my favorite part of it is, if you will. So the background, I've come from that background. At the age of 33, I retired from corporate America, not because I didn't like it. I love making the money, but something that was really important is how I wanted to feel in every day. And for me, that meant bringing information back to my community and bringing that same level of problem solving to the problem that we have, which is people who look like me, and many underserved communities don't have information flowing to them adequately. And so that's what I'm here to fight. So I consider myself everybody's bottom line bestie. So if you didn't know that you had a bestie and you didn't know that you had a bestie today, I'm looking out for your numbers because when we understand or at least have some comfort in our money, you get a different level of freedom.
Oh, wow. Say that one more time.
You get a different level of freedom.
Different level of freedom.
I teach it as surplus and deficit. When we have a surplus, we have the space to make mistakes. We have the space to take in new information and approach it differently. So I got to do that in my career and say, okay, money is cool, but what else do I want? Most people would have stayed in the career. So as your bottom line bestie, it's my job to make sure you have the information you need to live the life that you want to live. So I also have a company, more than one, Cosmo Concierge, which is a boutique accounting firm aimed at where dreams lead and finances follow.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing so much about yourself and letting us know how the CPA, Certified Public Accounting industry works. I am not an expert in that, so that's why I brought an expert to talk about a bestie. You need a bestie. TrustInEd needs a bestie. We definitely need an accountant. I don't want, I'm over here crunching numbers. Did I do that right? So can you tell us, because a lot of, for me, I pivoted so many different times, and that's our famous word, our key word is pivot. For a lot of individuals, how did you get started in this career?
So my dad was a small business owner, and if you know anything about small business owners, they're going to put everybody to work.
Okay.
So everybody had a job, whether you wanted one or not.
And don't get paid either, probably.
I can't tell what I was doing. I was writing IOUs because that was a lot of work, but I was an accountant. So my dad had a vending machine business. I was responsible for counting the money. And let me tell y'all, I never thought I'd be interested in being an accountant. In fact, every accountant that I ever seen looked quite boring. Glasses, Casio watch, brown suitcase. And I'm from Detroit. We have some flavor, some flair, personality. I've never seen an accountant with personality until I met myself. But it was at that moment I was like, I don't know anybody who looks, even though I love numbers, I had a connection to them. They came easy because there's patterns in numbers. What I like about numbers is there's always a finite ending. Like there's a solution to everything. Not like a lot of other careers where you got to pull it from the sky. Numbers tell a story.
Numbers
and I
do.
love telling a story in numbers. They're so effing cool. So, yeah, I didn't want to be an accountant, though. I decided I was not going to do that. So I actually did not originally go to school for accounting at all.
So that brings, and thank you so much for breaking that down in terms of how you got in the industry, right? How you found yourself, your dad was like, hey, what you doing? Come count this number. Come do this, right? And so you fell in love with the number, and you was like, you know what? This is a good hobby, which turned into a career. So an individual, and a lot of people, we hear the word CPA, we hear the word certified public accountant.
Yeah.
What kind of education, training, certifications are needed for someone to go into that industry?
Yeah, it's a good question. To be a CPA, you need 150 credit hours, which is essentially a master's. There's other ways you can spend it, but you're going to spend 5 to 6 years in school. You also need the certification of a certified public accountant. So CPA is kind of like the bar exam for lawyers. It's the accounting version. So there's 4 parts of a rigorous exam that many people fail. And that'll take you another, aggressively, if you're really good, 1 year. But on average, people take up to 3 years. So you're talking about 7 years of education. But every accountant that had my degree graduating, no one made less than $50K graduating college.
Say that one more time.
No one made less than $50K.
50,000.
And by 24, 25, I was making 6 figures. So it's a career that has...
Wait, rewind.
Let's do it.
See, this is why we get into the community, right?
Yeah.
So you start off at 50, and in 4 to 5 years...
Yeah, easily you can make 6 figures, yeah.
Easily.
And it's such a range as a CPA. So again, if you ask somebody, just quiz somebody, hey, do you know what a CPA is? And do you know what they do? Everybody probably won't know, and they'll probably tell you taxes. But the field is it's a wide-ranging field. So like mergers and acquisitions, we're a part of that. Every publicly traded company we have to be a part of. I won't bore you with why and how, but when I graduated, they changed the rules. So essentially, every company, McDonald's, Nike, all your favorite, if they're on the stock exchange, they have to be looked at by us CPAs, which pretty much made us like gainfully employed for life.
I never knew that.
We've been employed since sticks and stones and rocks and back in the day. Like there's always been a ledger of some sort.
So I was one of the guys, the individuals that, taxes.
Boring. Compliance.
That's pretty much what I assume. Like, they do taxes, but you do so much more.
Yeah.
So much more. And it's important to really talk about those things so that way you know, hey, is that an industry I may be interested in getting into? So let's dive a little bit deeper. Can you talk about what typically your day looks like as a certified public accountant? And I want you to just go deep into it if possible.
Yeah. I mean, this is the fun part. So let me say this. By no means does the average CPA day look like mine. What's very important to talk about, and I didn't mention this from the top, but I have a non-for-profit called UMEUS. And even in my for-profit company, Cosmo Concierge, everything is about being clear on what is it that you want out of life. So when I was a kid, I had an idea of what I wanted. So every day, every year, every experience is just a clarifier. So my life looks different as a CPA. I knew I didn't want to sit behind a desk in spreadsheets. Not saying that's not a part of my life, but it's a smaller part. So my average day, I'm talking to a business owner. My goal is to help create 100 millionaires as small business owners because my dad was one, the impact that it has on the community, because the people who hire in our community are your small business. It's your local bakery, your flower shop. I'm a big pro small business because we are the backbone of the community.
Absolutely.
More of us than there are large companies. Yet not enough care and information come to us, so it's very important to me. So my average day, I might be sitting with a business owner and we're looking at where we're at. You said pivot. We say pop, push, or pivot. So we look at what do the numbers say? Because numbers tell a story. Is it getting better or getting worse? Getting better, push. Not going the right way, we pivot. What do we need to do next? The number one reason we run out of money is because we do the wrong things too long. No matter what you're doing. So you need to stay in tune, but what are you in tune to? So you have to ask yourself, what is it that you want? The best way to do that is, what is your dream day? So my dream day is talking to folks like this, right?
Absolutely.
Like this is how I'd rather talk and communicate this way than a long email. Who wants to do that? Then we can talk
Don't send me no emails. The first letter, the first. I got the first part. I sent you. I didn't read it. I didn't read it. I'm sorry. I didn't say that out loud.
You should say it out loud because human connection is important. This is where the good stuff is made. So my average day, I'm talking to a business owner. I'm sitting with my team. Like even experiences like this, I teach in the community because listen, we talked about taxes and I know we joked about it as boring, but it's the number one thing all of y'all need to understand because it is a calculation. And if you understand it, you will have more money in your pocket year over year. The idea is that you take that money and you invest it in the life you want to live. Not somebody else's, but the life you want to live. And then your day should sound fun. So yeah, mine has sexy dinners. I'm going to a Bruno Mars concert where we talk business. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's also sitting behind a computer and sending emails sometime too. Yeah.
So you have the quote unquote, like you mentioned earlier, the glasses, right, sitting there, the boring part. And then there's this fun part. Oh, we are out here living our best life, right?
Yeah.
Because we were able to play with the money, understand how to put it in position, right? When I say play with the money, I you know what, I just thought about it, right? We got to
use it as a tool.
Use it as a tool.
Strategically.
Right, because now I'm going to have people, they messing with my money. No, that's not what I said. It's not what I said. Boy, you can't say nothing on air. It's live.
It's too late. Strategically, know your numbers and use them to your benefit.
Expert. Career consultant. Expert. All right? So I go to her when it comes to the numbers. What do I need to do? How do we grow the company? Where should I, the term, cut the fat? Where can I put the money invested? Look, she's talking a different language, and I'm where you are. That's why we're together, you and I. We're listening to her. So you kind of tap into it when you talked about the amazing parts of it. But what do you really like most about being a certified public accountant?
That moment that someone understands there's more options than what they thought. Going from confusion to clarity. Like, I'm a problem solver at the end of the day. Like, if I had to answer that question over again, I would say problem solver. What do you want to do? And once you're telling me that, we gonna cut it up because there's so many options that people simply don't know. And this is why I have the non-for-profit. Information flows inequitably. We need community equity, and it starts in these conversations. Like, hey, I'm making money. What should I do with it? I started making money early on, and there weren't many people in my community who could tell me what the next steps were. And it's no knock to us, but as we are expanding and doing different things, we have to come back and share information with one another because it's the difference of the next person in our lineage having more, having an easier route. Every other community does it. In our community, the statistics are disparaging, and so this is how we change those, through the very tool that we all have to use. Taxes is one of them.
You pretty much struck a nerve right there.
Come on,
you struck a nerve.
Let's do it.
My voice gonna change.
Come on.
Because it's we hold back so much information. And I get it. I understand. When you understand why people do the things they do, we feel that for years we've been targeted. For years we've been held back. For years things been taken away from us. So when we get ahead, we're like, wait, I'm ahead. Why would I? You're probably thinking, why would I tell somebody else so they can catch up? And now I'm not going to be ahead no more because now I got to share this little pot. It's not how it works. Knowledge is power. The same way you got it, the next person is going to get it. The next person is going to get it. And what if everybody's getting? Now we're able to grow. We are Nike.
That's called
Microsoft, right?
Mindset.
Crabs in a barrel, right? And so you think about how people are not progressing and they're like, wait, well, if I share this information, then I can't use it. Don't think that way, right? So much has been spread to me, and now what am I doing? Spreading this knowledge to you. Because I know when I look back in high school and grammar school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And when I got to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But somebody was like, you should go to college. Great. Now I'm just taking random classes. And what they say, you should figure it out while you're taking random classes. Everyone doesn't have that luxury to just take random classes. You have to, those classes cost.
We got to talk about this.
Those classes cost money, right? And by the time you really figure it out, you're in your junior year, senior year, you done hit 100 credits, and now you want to revamp your program and go into something different. Well, now you're going to lose pretty much half of those credits. You're starting all over again, right? And so now you have to think about when you become a junior again by that time, did you run out of financial aid? People don't realize this, right? And so these are the issues that occur. But what if there's a program, TrustInEd.org, that shows you all the different careers, and you're able to explore and review. And if you didn't understand something, you don't understand your skill sets, then you can talk to Ed, you can listen to Ed, you can hear what Ed, to question yourself and say, what are my likes, what are my dislikes, what do I enjoy doing, what kind of environment do I want to be in? Yeah. Now you're able to sit back and say, okay, well, I wouldn't enjoy, I don't like blood, so how can I sit back and tell you I want to be a doctor? That's not going to work, right? So you have to think about what your interests are, what you're good at, your skills, and then we can figure out what your purpose consists of. Then we can understand, well, okay, this is what he wants to do or she wants to do. Now let's talk about how we're going to get there. The career pathway. Exploring, exposure, career pathway. You need to understand first what it is that you want to do. You also got to figure out what kind of lifestyle you want to live to understand the type of career that needs to be in place to live that lifestyle. Then we got to figure out what kind of career pathway is needed to get into that career to live that lifestyle. If we're doing that early, which is the Flex Your Future, 6th, 7th, 8th high school courses, by your junior, senior year, you're just trying to figure out what college or what career pathway aligns, and let me go ahead and make that decision. So we are spreading knowledge, and that's it. That's really what this consists of, and bringing I was going to say veteran, right?
I am a veteran in this game.
Right? Bringing someone with so much expertise in the industry. I didn't say, oh my gosh, I don't know account. I'm not going to bring her on. She knows more. No. Help me, help you, help them.
Can we talk about this together?
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I got passion. I told you my voice is going to change.
No, what you're talking about is so important, and I'm so happy that your program exists. When we met, I was asking you about your program, and I'm like, that's amazing, because my program is very similar. The Dream Life program is just that. We ask you, what is it that you want? We calculate your dream life. We calculate what you choose as a career, and that's a very important question. Is your choice in career going to support the lifestyle you want? And let me tell you, there are many people, I work with people all the time right now who are adults who have made it to that space where they want to change something. Many conversations are spent with me helping them re-engage and figure out how to work or where they are to do that. But when you have information like you're sharing, it makes the world of a difference. When I started school, so remember, I thought accountants were boring as crap. I said, I'm not going to do that. So I went to school for psychology because, going back to what you just said, I thought, what am I good at? What are my strengths? I actually asked my community. They're like, you're a really good listener. I said, okay, I like to solve problems. And I thought psychologist. So I went to school for psychology originally. When I got to my first semester of school, I realized how expensive it was. Okay. And for my family, I just started doing the math. That was going to mean I needed a doctorate to make the type of money I wanted to make. And a whole lot of experience. I would have had to be in school for 10 years. Well, the first semester was kicking our butts. I knew after a year it was going to be a different story. We might have to pivot. So when I was in the middle of my rotunda, I saw a flyer for internship, $35 an hour. So let me tell y'all, in Detroit, $35 an hour is what adults were making. Here now was an internship for, guess what, accounting. That was the day I threw that psychology paper, right? And I walked through the accounting doors, and look, going back to what I told you, I had no idea how vast the field was. Like, and the truth is, not a lot of people like me exist in my career. So even if I shadow, in truth, I don't know that I got to see this. So it's so important to research, like you're saying, and what you teach, go through the path, shadow. The earlier you think you know what you want, and especially how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel where you are? It's important to me. The same skill with talking to people and problem solving, no one talked about that in accounting. Like, you have to talk to people all the time to understand, outside of looking at numbers, but like your, key decision makers, your stakeholders, as they would say, so relevant, so important, the work that you're doing, because the sooner we can talk to y'all, the sooner you don't have to sit in front of me like many other people do, where I'm helping them solve a problem that didn't have to happen in the first place. No crime. And it's also a good time to say, I'm putting this in there, is even if you choose something that maybe doesn't make as much money as the lifestyle you want, you have enough time to look at other streams of income.
Absolutely.
In this technology age, like, you don't have to sell lemonade like we did. You can literally trade. Obviously, I know social media. You can learn any skill with AI at this point. You can really learn skills. So I just wanted to, like, I'm aligned with everything he's saying. If your program existed when I was in high school, it would have made a difference.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. I mean, honestly, I think about air traffic control. I'm like, what is this? Air traffic controller? Well, I never heard about it. My buddy talked to me all the time about it. And again,
important too.
you know, knowledge, right? And so this is why we're here to work with you. And again, I want to say something to the audience. I want to tell you guys right now. I know that you're listening, and I know that at this moment you have. You may have an idea, but somebody doesn't. And this is why it's important to share the link, share the video, let others be aware, right? If you're a little older and you have nieces and nephews and cousins, share this information with them. Make them aware of TrustInEd.org, right? Make them aware of Flex Your Future. Make them aware of what we do here at the in this industry, in the education industry, so they can be aware and they can make better decisions. And I wanted you to talk about a challenge as well, because, my apologies, I had to think about this for a second, because we know that everything is not sunshine and rainbows, right? So we hyped, we were just spilling up CPA, but what are some challenges about that industry? Like when you're working, what are some challenges that you're just like, wait, this was kind of rough, right? Dealing with these issues in that industry.
I think I'm going to remix this answer a little bit. I'm going to mix it with skills, because the truth is life is full of challenges, which is just going to be something new that you experience, something you don't understand. You're going to experience that in everything that you do. So while I could speak specifically to being a CPA, information changes, technology, I think the most important thing to combat all of that is to be a great listener. There's a very good book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. Be a good listener and be a problem solver always. When you do that, people are going to share information that you need. So listen, and everything that people share, and mostly because people like to complain a little bit, they are going to reveal a problem. Be the first person to hear it and listen and reflect it back to them, no matter what the challenge. Just that alone, you can make all the mistakes, not encouraging that you do, but it'll give you a chance for people to say, you know what, I know that Qiara, I know that Rason came in to do their best. Let's continue to move through. So standing in front of things, accountable to things, even when we make mistakes, because they will happen in any new thing, you won't have to worry about a challenge for too long. But as a CPA or a small business owner, I'll use business owner, but I use CPA because you guys care about professions. As a CPA, I would say technology. It's changed rapidly. Again, people used to write on ledgers. Now we have a ton of technology. Stay ahead. Stay educated in your field. It's allowed me to surpass my CFOs that were before me, because problem solving. I knew the amount of time it took him to do this, I could do it with technology in half the time. And that allowed me to soar pretty quickly. So you can take a challenge, whatever it is, and be a problem solver to it.
Don't be that person. I ain't about to be bothered with that. You better adapt. I'm sorry to say the word blockbuster. Didn't adapt.
That's my favorite.
You have to be willing to adapt. Pivot.
Yes.
Companies have to pivot. People, we all have to pivot. And we did so many pivots. I mean, like I mentioned to you guys, I'm in school again for my second master's. Right? Whew. I'm doing good, by the way. 4.0.
Is this the life you want?
4.0. So I know bestie, right? Certified bestie out here doing so much work. What kind of advice do you have for individuals getting out of college, going into this industry of certified public accountant? What kind of advice would you give these individuals?
Start your relationships very early. My relationship is what got me to my first job. I started from my freshman year of college. Relationships, know what you want first, and be prepared to tell people what you want, because when people hear you, they're going to think of you and extend opportunities to you. When you have those relationships, you don't have to fight in the everyday job force, because y'all know it's a lot of competition out here now, especially with technology. So relationship, genuinely, right? Listen to what people have to say and care about it. Share what your dreams are, and I promise you it's going to continue to open up doors that you could never imagine.
I love that, the way you put that. The way you put it is, networking is key. You can't be mean. I go back to this all the time. I don't need no one for anything, though. Please don't think like that. I needed her. She's here.
I
Thank
needed
you.
too.
Thank
And
you.
it started from a conversation.
Started from a conversation. And like she mentioned, we do something similar. I didn't say, you take my stuff over here.
You did not. You shared students, actually.
Absolutely. You remember that.
No, it meant a lot. It meant a lot. We didn't think competition.
And so thinking now about, so I know you talked a lot about with the graduates graduating, but what kind of advice do you have for adults that are looking to pivot and they're scared to get into this industry, but they know that they love what you talked about?
It's never too late. You're going to be in as much pain doing what you don't want to do. It's the equal pain, if you will, in charting new territories. And if you feel that strongly, I promise you, what's on the other side of that door is going to surprise you. Ask. There are people right now who will let you into their businesses and shadow and look in the same way they would for youth too.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. I really appreciate everything.
Bestie.
So much. So again, guys, I want to again thank you for joining us tonight at Flex Your Future. This was an amazing experience. I want you to tune in every Monday, the second Monday of every month at 6 o'clock. Share the link and go to the website. Go to the website, TrustInEd.org.
UMEUSnation.org. UMEUSnation.org.
I love it. I love it. Join me next time on our next show. This is Flex Your Future. My name is Rason Truss, and you enjoy the rest of your day.